In 1974, on that trip, the second trip,
Yeah.
I met a kid named Billy Doran. And Billy Doran was about 25 then. Yeah, 25. And he grew up in Belfast. And he grew up to have very good politics, both socialist politics and sort of a hatred for British oppression. And he, I guess in spring, it was before I got there, in spring of 1974, Billy Doran with at least one other person was given an order by the insurrectionary forces, whom we'll call the IRA, or his branch of the IRA, to go sort of disturb a traffic stop. There were British soldiers, 5 or 6 of them, maintaining a traffic stop here and there, and they would search everybody's car, make sure you didn't have bombs or machine guns or hydrogen bombs in your cheap car. So Billy or somebody else in his car had a pistol in the car. That was the only firearm that they had. They were going to shoot at the British soldiers. But before they could do anything, when they got halted at a traffic stop, the British soldiers, they treated Americans or Germans or Italians differently. If you had an Irish accent and they found out that you were from such and such section of town, then they would give you the works. So they hauled Billy and whoever else was in the car out, patted them down pretty roughly, went through the boot, went under the hood, they really searched the car well. And they found the pistol, and the other guy, it was a girl, it was another guy, I think, and Billy got, I think, 3 years lockup for having a firearm. And so I met him at a place called the Old House, which is one of the places where there were frequent sessions, Irish music sessions in Belfast, in the Falls Road area. So I met him, and he was a great funny kid. He was a whistle player, may have played guitar, and he was active in music sessions in that section of Belfast, and he was known as Billy Haha, because he would be talking to you, and he'd say, "Hey Forrest, how are you doing?" And he always said that, no matter what he said, like it's a hot day. So he was known as Billy Haha.
Okay.
Billy Doran. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
And so he was the one who told me some horror stories about what was happening in that part of Belfast. And then he and some others took me to sessions, not only at the Old House pub, but to sessions in Murphy's pub, about 3 blocks away, and the Old Bush, the third place, again about 2 or 3 blocks this way. And here you would find people, just like sessions anywhere around here, you would find 6, 8, 10 people just sawing away and making music, even though the British might come in and search the place. You know, here you have
just keep on playing.
Yeah, and you had these armed soldiers, and you did not look at the soldiers, and they would be looking at you. And if they thought that you were giving them a dirty look, they would drag you out to search you. So you just did your own business, which was their way of saying, maybe you still own this country, but you're not going to disturb us. We're not bothered by you.
Right.
Of course, they were bothered because the soldiers can do anything that they want.
Yeah.
You know. And so it must have been later that year that Billy and his friend named Donald, and a girl were in another car. They had another piece of armament, probably another pistol, I guess. And their order was to go out and rough up the soldiers down in this part of town. Same story. They got busted and searched, and for whatever reason, Billy got a second term. But in the first term, he was locked up in Longcash, dreadful concentration camp.
In Belfast?
Just outside Belfast.
Outside,
But for the second gun thing, he was locked up in what they call the Crum, which is the Crumlin Road Jail, the political section of that. So he called me in 1979. He called me in Wisconsin, where I was in graduate school, and said, "Kevin, next week I'm sprung from this place." And he left it at that. I said, Billy, I'll come see you. I'll come see you and your wife now that you're out. And I thought, okay, let's say $100. Okay, I had about $200 that I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
So.
And did your wife know his history and everything at the IRA?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Kate, she was. Yeah, she had the same sort of rebel attitude that he did. And,
okay.
You know, all the Catholics in Belfast had. So I flew over, and Billy had just gotten out, and I guess when you're in jail, you can lose some weight because he was a lot looser. And so we talked in the night. We went to a session at Pat's Bar, which is down in the docks area. Very traditional bar to this day, I think. And he told me about this and that, various adventures in the Crumlin Road jail. And then he said, Kevin, I got 2 presents for you. Because he and I have been writing over these years, you know, talking about socialist politics and music.
So he was writing from jail?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you could tell he's in jail because any letter that you get, you know, the letters that they were writing then were provided by the jail people. And there were those things called aerograms. You know what they are? They're like a single piece of very thin paper. It's like lightweight stuff to keep the weight down in airplanes, I guess.
Okay.
So you would write on them and fold them up and glue them. And the letter became an envelope that you would just take a letter. And you could tell that it came from jail because, number one, there was a stamp on the outside that say, passed by the censors at such and such jail.
Yeah.
And inside you'd see a black mark here. I think we call it redacting these days. Or this sentence will be wiped out.
Oh, okay.
And they probably said.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And they didn't like this. So they would censor everything that came out.
Yeah, okay.
So we were limited in what we could say.
So every letter you received from him had something redacted? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it could have been worse. But he gave me 2 presents. One was an undershirt that said Crumlin Road Jail. Okay. And I guess the jail authorities gave him, all the prisoners, those things and long things because the jail cells were basically unheated. You know, you had to have a lot of stuff on you all the time. And he gave me a tin whistle.
Okay.
A tin whistle in the key of C that's called to this day the Long Cash whistle. I think it originally didn't belong to Billy. I think it belonged to somebody in Long Cash concentration camp.
Oh, okay.
Because the musicians in there actually made a recording in that particular jail that the authorities never heard about it. They recorded it on some sort of little cassette player.
Okay. And so were they allowed to play in the jail? Like maybe not record, but were they allowed to play? Yeah. Okay. Because
the authorities figured, well, if that'll make them happy, let them do their dumb Irish stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Diddly diddly. Okay.
Diddly, yeah.
Did you play with him when you went over there in '79 to meet him?
No, we did just because we talked all the time. And his wife and his daughter were there, and he was trying to talk to me and talk to them. But it was the first night that he was out.
Yeah.
Was
he someone the British government had their eye on? Like, this guy needs to be watched, he's dangerous? Or was he just kind of not really committed? I mean, I don't want to say committed, but was he like on the top list of the British government or not so much? He was just with the cause, basically.
Yeah, and there were thousands and thousands like him. Yeah. I think at one point Long Cash prison had something like 3,000, 4,000 rebels locked up in it.
Do you is he still alive or did he die?
He died in I think somebody told me the late 1980s. Okay. Of some sort of congestion, and they thought it was because of the years that he spent in the second jail in the Crumlin Road, which was damp. Because, you know, Ireland and Scotland and England are wet all the time. Yeah, yeah. And they think that something happened to his lungs, and eventually he took him out.
What was his name one more time?
Billy Doran.
Billy Doran.
And he spelled it Doran.
Okay, all right.
And he lived out of a place called Black's Mountain. And who Black was, I don't know. But it's the biggest mountain outside Belfast. You can see it anywhere in the town. Okay.
Did he have any sons or daughters?
Has a daughter who's, God... She's older than you now. She's about 60, I think.
Okay, probably still in Belfast?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, nice. That's an interesting story. So yeah, so for some, I guess, well, we didn't talk about this aspect, but yeah, for some session music, it was kind of a bonding experience for people in the IRA. And I don't know, what did the IRA think? Did they support Irish session music? Did they look at it and kind of use it for political purposes? Like, this is our music and this is our people, and
They didn't at first,
yeah,
but I think they started having second thoughts when they saw how both the north of Ireland and in the Republic of Ireland how traditional music was really growing,
yeah,
and how every kid in the block wanted to be able to play it.
right, right,
You know, it's like having computer games.
Right.
Every kid has to have it. And they thought, well, you know, it is our music. You know, a lot of the tunes come from Scotland and from England and from Wales, but we play those tunes a lot more than they do in those countries. You know, it's the most popular folk music in all of Europe. You know,
yeah.
because people have worked at it so long.
Yeah. So the later stage of the IRA started using it more. Did they use it at rallies any? Like, did they have people playing before somebody gave a political speech? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for instance, when a guy named Martin McGuinness died in Derry about 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, one of the musicians who came to play at his funeral, and there were thousands of people at his funeral, for Martin McGuinness's funeral, he was like the number 2 guy in Sinn Féin at the time, and he'd been locked up in Longcash. Everybody's been locked up in Longcash at one time or another.
Yeah.
And the singer who came up from Dublin is Christy Moore. You know that name?
Yeah, yeah.
And Christy Moore sang a song or two that had been filmed and recorded, and he sang it right at the funeral.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You know, and when
And he had the breakout album Prosperous, right?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
where he's doing some Woody Guthrie songs.
Yeah, yeah, because the one of the members there was trying to be the Irish Woody Guthrie, wasn't he? I forget his name. But yeah, I'll put it on the screen, and when I put this on YouTube.